From the ethereal beauty of distant nebulae to the complex interplay of policy and scientific progress, NASA consistently remains at the forefront of human endeavor, inspiring wonder, shaping culture, and driving economic innovation. Recent developments highlight the agency's enduring impact even as it navigates significant fiscal challenges and an evolving global landscape in space exploration. The daily unveiling of the cosmos through initiatives like NASA's Astronomy Picture of the Day continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Just yesterday, June 17, 2025, the program featured a stunning Rosette Nebula deep field image credited to Tony Fabiani Mendez. This particular image, showcasing the famous Rosette Nebula NGC 2237 in blue and white connected by gold filaments to other nebulas, exemplifies the sheer scale and intricate beauty of our universe. Located approximately 5,000 light-years away in the constellation Monoceros, the Rosette Nebula itself spans about 3 times the diameter of a full moon. Its center actively being evacuated by the energetic winds of the bright blue stars of open cluster NGC 2244. Such daily glimpses, accompanied by professional astronomical explanations, are a testament to NASA's commitment not only to discovery but also to public education and fostering a collective appreciation for space. Beyond the scientific frontier, NASA's legacy continues to inspire cultural narratives. Acclaimed author Taylor Jenkins Reid, known for her meticulously researched historical fiction, recently delved into the agency's past for her new novel Atmosphere. The book follows Joan Goodwin, an astronomer who in 1980 becomes one of NASA's first women astronauts to join the Space Shuttle program. Reid's research process, as discussed with NPR's Debbie Elliott, involved extensive engagement with the Johnson Space Center, conversations with former NASA employees, and poring over countless historical PDFs. This deep dive into the early days of the shuttle program and NASA's adaptation to integrating women into the astronaut corps underscores the agency's profound societal influence and its role in breaking barriers, providing rich ground for contemporary storytelling. However, the future of such scientific and cultural endeavors faces an immediate and critical threat. A proposed 50% cut to NASA's Science Mission Directorate in the President's budget request has ignited widespread outrage, drawing rare bipartisan condemnation from figures like Newt Gingrich and Chris Van Hollen. Critics argue these cuts represent a dangerous retreat from investments in scientific discovery and technological advancement, jeopardizing the associated economic boosts they traditionally provide. Mary Guter, head of space policy at the Progressive Policy Institute and a former senior Senate Commerce Committee staffer, articulated this concern in an opinion piece for the Oklahoman, emphasizing that such cuts are distressing on their face and even more concerning when considered against the backdrop of a rising global power, China. The economic impact of NASA funding is well documented. During the Apollo program, every dollar spent on space yielded an estimated $7 to $8 return on investment over the decade. While current estimates vary, applying even a conservative $7 return on each dollar spent on space science, a proposed $3.4 billion saving today would effectively cost the nation $23.8 billion over the next decade. For states like Oklahoma, the direct impact is tangible. The Planetary Society estimates a loss of roughly $7.2 million in grants for Oklahoma's 4th District, translating to 72 jobs and over $20 million in economic impact, particularly affecting the greater Oklahoma City region and Norman due to university collaborations. Furthermore, these proposed cuts coincide with China's aggressive expansion in space, a nation increasingly vying for leadership on the final frontier. While China's space budget lacks transparency, its recent achievements speak volumes, including the unprecedented return of samples from the far side of the moon. Beijing is also planning a Mars sample return mission in 2028, a stark contrast to the proposed cancellation of America's own Mars sample return mission under the current budget proposal. China is actively enhancing its international space science partnerships, leveraging scientific leadership for soft global influence, an arena where the United States would be forced to retreat under the proposed budget. As Newt Gingrich aptly stated, scientific discovery, innovation, and invention are all culturally linked, and a drastic cut now would reverberate for decades, making it difficult to recover, just as the United States needs to accelerate its efforts. The argument that science, particularly space science, is not a tap that can be turned on and off, it will hold significant weight. It requires a long-term commitment, from nearly a decade of academic development for future scientists to years of experiment development. The current administration's stated goals of inciting an American economic boom and beating China in space appear diametrically opposed to these proposed actions, as Gunter noted. While a bipartisan group in Congress is pushing back against these cuts, their success is crucial for the nation's scientific, economic, and geopolitical standing. Despite these fiscal headwinds, NASA's infrastructure continues to evolve, as evidenced by the ongoing development of NASA's Exploration Park at the Johnson Space Center. This initiative signals a commitment to fostering innovation and collaboration, even as the broader agency grapples with budget uncertainties. In essence, NASA stands at a critical juncture. Its ability to inspire through breathtaking cosmic imagery, to enrich culture through historical narratives, and to drive economic and scientific progress is undeniable. Yet the proposed budget cuts threaten to undermine decades of investments, ceding leadership in a crucial domain to global competitors and sacrificing long-term gains for short-term savings. The coming months will determine whether the nation reaffirms its commitment to the stars or allows its vision to be dimmed by earthly constraints. As humanity's orbital outpost, the International Space Station (ISS) continues to serve as a vital hub for groundbreaking scientific research and international collaboration, even as it navigates the complexities of aging infrastructure and the burgeoning era of commercial spaceflight. This week has seen the Expedition 73 crew diligently engaged in critical maintenance and scientific endeavors, all while ground teams work tirelessly to prepare for the highly anticipated yet repeatedly delayed Axiom Mission 4X4 private astronaut launch. Life aboard the ISS is a testament to meticulous planning and dedicated execution. The 7-member Expedition 73 crew kicked off their week with a flurry of science maintenance and comprehensive window inspections crucial for sustaining the orbital laboratory's operations. NASA flight engineer Nicole Ayres, for instance, was deeply involved in a fluid physics study, meticulously swapping protein samples within the microgravity science glove box. This hydrodynamic investigation is probing the behavior of high-concentration protein fluids in microgravity, exploring the use of surface tension to contain liquids without solid wall contact. Such research holds significant promise, potentially revolutionizing pharmaceutical manufacturing and 3D printing techniques both in space and on Earth. Meanwhile, NASA flight engineer Johnny Kim delved into materials science, removing a sample cartridge from the physics research rack within the Destiny laboratory module. The Materials Science Laboratory (MSL) utilizes specialized furnaces to uncover new applications for existing materials like metals, alloys, and polymers, and to develop improved ones. Kim also dedicated time to installing tags throughout the station, testing a radio frequency identification system designed to enhance inventory management, a vital capability in the vast confines of the ISS. Adding to the diverse scientific agenda, NASA flight engineer Anne McLean began her day with a cognition test aiming to understand how the human brain adapts to weightlessness, followed by a treadmill session to monitor cardiac activity. Her shift concluded with a detailed inspection and photography of the windows within the Destiny module, a task echoed by JAXA Station Commander Takuya Onishi, who focused on the Kibo Laboratory module. Onishi not only cleaned glass windows on the electrostatic levitation furnace ELF, a device that observes thermophysical properties of materials at high temperatures using containerless processing, but also meticulously inspected and photographed Kibo's internal and external window panes during nighttime passes for clearer imagery. Roscosmos flight engineers Sergei Rizikov and Alexei Zabritsky contributed to a respiratory study, attaching acoustic sensors to their necks before undertaking hardware inventory and searching for additional stowage space in the Zvezda service module. Flight engineer Kirill Peskov rounded out the crew's busy week by servicing computer hardware and life support gear before capturing stunning photographs of North America's mountainous Pacific coast from his unique vantage point. Yet beyond these routine operations, the space community has been keenly watching the progress of the Ax-4 mission. Axiom Space's fourth private astronaut flight to the ISS, originally slated for an earlier June launch, the mission has faced multiple postponements, underscoring the inherent complexities and safety-first ethos of spaceflight. The initial delay stemmed from a liquid oxygen leak identified during post-static fire inspections of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket's first stage, designated B-1094. This booster, relatively new with only one prior launch, had apparently shown signs of a leak during its previous flight, as noted by SpaceX's Vice President of Build and Flight Reliability Bill Gerstenmaier, who conceded, "We had not fully repaired the booster during refurbishment, or we didn't find the leak and didn't get it corrected." Following diligent repairs and a successful wet dress rehearsal or fueling test, the Falcon 9 is now deemed ready. However, a more significant challenge emerged at the mission's destination: a persistent leak within the ISS's Russian Zvezda service module. This module has been experiencing minor pressure signatures since 2019, necessitating periodic pressure checks and ongoing management. The detection of a new pressure signature in Zvezda prompted an indefinite delay for Ax-4 out of an abundance of caution, highlighting NASA's rigorous commitment to crew safety. Recent repair efforts, however, appear to have yielded positive results. NASA announced on June 14 that following the most recent repair, pressure in the transfer tunnel has been stable. Previously, pressure in this area would have dropped. This could indicate the small leaks have been sealed. Despite this encouraging sign, officials remain cautious, also considering the possibility that the stable pressure could be the result of a small amount of air flowing into the transfer tunnel across the hatch seal from the main part of space station. Teams are continuing to evaluate the condition by manipulating pressure in the transfer tunnel and monitoring over time. With these critical issues seemingly addressed, NASA, Axiom Space and SpaceX have now set a new target launch date of Thursday, June 19 at 4:53 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:53 GMT, from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The Ax-4 mission will see a brand new SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule lauded by William Gerstenmaier as a perfect debut for its international crew, and upgraded components carry 4 astronauts to the ISS. The crew is led by Peggy Whitson, Axiom Space's Director of Human Spaceflight and a veteran former NASA astronaut, who will command the commercial mission. She will be joined by Indian astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla as pilot and mission specialists Sławoznański Wisniewski of Poland and Tibor Kapu of Hungary. This mission marks a significant milestone, as it will be the first time astronauts from India, Poland, or Hungary have visited the ISS, underscoring the expanding international reach of commercial space endeavors. Their ambitious mission plans include over 60 science investigations and STEM outreach events, further solidifying the role of private missions in advancing space-based innovation. As the countdown to Ax-4 resumes the ongoing work on the ISS and the persistent efforts to ensure its integrity serve as a powerful reminder of the intricate dance between human ingenuity, technological advancement, and the unforgiving environment of space. The successful resolution of these technical challenges not only paves the way for the next chapter in private space exploration, but also reinforces the collaborative spirit that continues to push the boundaries of what is possible beyond Earth. The upcoming mission promises to add new dimensions to scientific research and inspire a new generation of global spacefarers as the commercial space sector steadily matures and integrates with traditional space agencies. The relentless march of space exploration continues to captivate a dynamic field where groundbreaking missions intersect with profound human stories and the enduring legacy of pioneers. This week alone offers a vivid tapestry, from the intricate technical challenges of launching a private crew to the International Space Station to the posthumous revelation of a space icon's private life, and even a novelist's deep dive into the archives to illuminate the earliest days of women in space. At the forefront of current events is the highly anticipated AX-4 mission, Axiom Space's fourth crewed flight to the International Space Station (ISS), which is now tentatively set for liftoff on June 19. This mission carried aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon capsule from NASA's Kennedy Space Center has faced a series of delays, underscoring the inherent complexities and stringent safety protocols of human spaceflight. Initially slated for June 11, the launch was first postponed due to a liquid oxygen leak discovered in the Falcon 9 booster designated B-1094. This particular booster, a relatively new addition to SpaceX's fleet, had reportedly shown signs of a leak during its previous flight in late April. Bill Gerstenmayer, SpaceX's Vice President of Build and Flight Reliability, acknowledged that technicians had not fully repaired the booster during refurbishment, or we didn't find the leak and didn't get it corrected. Fortunately, SpaceX has since completed a new wet dress rehearsal, confirming the rocket's readiness. However, a more significant concern emerged at the AX-4 mission's destination, the ISS itself. Cosmonauts aboard the station recently detected a new pressure signature within the Zvezda Russian service module section that has contended with leaks since 2019. This prompted an indefinite delay for AX-4 out of an abundance of caution. While NASA initially treated the situation with extreme prudence, recent updates indicate that following the most recent repair, pressure in the transfer tunnel has been stable, suggesting the small leaks may have been sealed. Despite this positive development, NASA officials remain vigilant, noting that teams are also considering the stable pressure could be the result of a small amount of air flowing into the transfer tunnel across the hatch seal from the main part of space station. This meticulous approach highlights the paramount importance of crew safety and the continuous diligent maintenance required to operate an orbital outpost. When X-4 does launch, it will carry a diverse crew led by Axiom's Director of Human Spaceflight and former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson, alongside Shubhanshu Shukla of India, Sławoznański Wisniewski from Poland, and Tibor Kapu from Hungary. Notably, this mission will mark the first time astronauts from India, Poland, or Hungary have visited the ISS, bringing with them a record-setting manifest of over 60 science investigations and STEM outreach events. The orbital laboratory, currently hosting a NASA astronaut who recently captured breathtaking time-lapse footage of colorful auroras dancing above Earth, remains a vibrant hub for international collaboration and scientific discovery. The journey of women in space, from groundbreaking firsts to the challenges of integrating into a male-dominated field, continues to resonate deeply. A new documentary, Sally, has shed light on the personal life of Sally Ride, the first American woman in space. Ride, who made history in 1983 at the age of 32, maintained a 27-year secret about her romantic partner Tam O'Shaughnessy, a fact only revealed after Ride's death in 2012 from pancreatic cancer. O'Shaughnessy, who was a childhood friend before their relationship turned romantic in 1985, shared that while their friends and family were aware, the public was not. The decision to reveal their relationship posthumously was made by Ride herself, who just 10 days before her passing gave O'Shaughnessy the autonomy to decide what you want to say, how open you want to be about our relationship. This poignant revelation not only offers a fuller portrait of a pioneering figure but also subtly reflects the societal climate of the time, where LGBTQ+ identities were often kept private even by public figures. O'Shaughnessy hopes the documentary will allow people to see Ride for who she really was, a sentiment that speaks to the ongoing evolution of public understanding and acceptance. Echoing this historical perspective, acclaimed novelist Taylor Jenkins Reid has meticulously researched the early days of women astronauts for her new novel Atmosphere. Focusing on a fictional astronomer, Joan Goodwin, who joins NASA's Space Shuttle program in 1980 as one of the first women astronauts, Reid's research process was exhaustive. It included visits to the Johnson Space Center, conversations with former NASA employees, and a deep dive into old NASA PDFs. This diligent approach highlights the significant adjustments NASA had to make as it integrated women into its astronaut corps, a process that went beyond mere logistics to encompass cultural and operational shifts. Reed's work, like the documentary on Sally Ride, serves as a powerful reminder that behind the technological marvels of space exploration lie complex human narratives of perseverance, adaptation, and the breaking of barriers. As private spaceflight companies like Axiom Space push the boundaries of commercial access to orbit, and as the ISS continues its vital scientific work, the human element of space exploration remains paramount. The ongoing efforts to ensure mission safety, the cultural reflections on the pioneers who paved the way, and the artistic endeavors that bring these stories to life collectively underscore that the future of space is not just about rockets and modules, but about the continuing evolution of human ambition, resilience, and inclusivity in the vast expanse beyond Earth. In a week marked by both inspiring strides into the cosmos and sobering insights into our planet's changing climate, recent developments from NASA and its partners underscore humanity's dual quest to reach for the stars while safeguarding our home. These narratives, spanning personal triumphs in space exploration, critical environmental data, and cutting-edge life science research, paint a vivid picture of the complex challenges and boundless ambitions defining the modern scientific frontier. At the heart of the human drive to explore is the remarkable story of Farah Al-Fulfili, whose lifelong dream, ignited by gazing at stars from her family's rooftop in Iraq at just 4 years old, has culminated in a pivotal role at NASA's Johnson Space Center. It scared me how vast and quiet the sky was. But it made me very curious, she recounted, her early fascination evolving into a deep passion for the cosmos. Despite formidable barriers, including a nascent space industry in Iraq and societal expectations for women in engineering, Al-Fulfili's dedication propelled her through the University of Baghdad, graduating as a top student in electronic and communication engineering. Her resolve was famously symbolized at her graduation party, where she donned a spacesuit, a poignant declaration of her unwavering aspiration. After navigating a professional landscape that offered limited true engineering roles for women in the Middle East and facing new challenges upon moving to the United States in 2016, her persistence paid off. A 6-year period saw her working in quality assurance while simultaneously completing a micromasters in software verification and management from the University of Maryland, sharpening her English and leadership capabilities. Her perseverance was rewarded in 2022 with a software quality engineer position at Boeing Defense, Space and Security, a critical step that brought her much closer to my dream. Less than a year later, she joined NASA's International Space Station program as a system design and analysis engineer, contributing to electrical systems and software for space station payloads and serving as a key contact for missions like NASA's SpaceX Crew 9, Crew 10, and the upcoming Axiom Mission 4. Al-Fulfili, who declares she won't quit until I wear the blue suit, continues to pursue a master's degree in space operations engineering and volunteers for NASA studies, even experimenting with indoor gardening, noting its potential utility on Mars. Her journey serves as a powerful inspiration. A message she recently shared as the sole representative for women in space at the Women in Tech and Business Summit in Iraq, providing practical advice on breaking barriers in aerospace. While Al-Fulfili's story highlights the pursuit of distant worlds, new data from NASA's watchful eye closer to home reveals an alarming acceleration in Earth's climate challenges. A recent study featuring data from NASA's GRACE satellite indicates a dramatic rise in the intensity of extreme weather events such as droughts and floods over the past 5 years. Last year alone, these events reached twice the average intensity observed between 2003 and 2020. Researchers, including Dr. Bailingly from NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, expressed their amazement and alarm at the steepness of this increase, which they admit was largely unforeseen. While cautioning that a longer dataset is needed to conclusively prove causation, Dr. Lee noted, other events suggest that global warming is the driving factor. We are seeing more and more extreme events round the world, so this is certainly alarming. Dr. Matthew Roddle, chief of hydrologic sciences at Goddard, echoed this concern, describing the apparent acceleration of destructive events as certainly scary. The study, an update to earlier findings published in Nature Water in 2023, employs a mathematical formula to quantify the total effect of weather events by considering severity, affected area, duration, and wetness or dryness. It strongly correlates the intensity of these extremes with global mean temperature more so than with other climate indicators like El Niño, suggesting that continued global warming will lead to more frequent severe and widespread droughts and floods. This unpredictability poses significant challenges, particularly for industries like water utilities and insurance. Christopher Gasson, head of Global Water Intelligence, warned that water companies are completely unprepared for the rapid shifts between too much and too little water, necessitating investment on a massive scale. Professor Richard Betts of the Met Office emphasized that while these increases in extremes have long been predicted, they are now being seen in reality, leaving communities vulnerable to phenomena outside past experience. Reports from organizations like WaterAid and the Royal Meteorological Society further highlight the devastating impact of whiplash events, sudden transitions from drought to flood or heat to cold, on agriculture, infrastructure, biodiversity, and human health, attributing these disruptions to rising temperatures affecting key drivers like the jet stream and polar vortex. The World Meteorological Organization's latest report adds to this urgency, calculating an 80% chance that at least one of the next 5 years will surpass 2024 as the warmest on record, signaling continued increases in global temperatures and escalating climate risks. Beyond understanding Earth's climate, NASA and its scientific community are also deeply immersed in understanding the human body's response to the rigors of space. The latest NASA Spaceline Current Awareness List 1153 highlights a broad spectrum of space life science research results crucial for future long-duration missions, especially to Mars. Studies are examining the risk of ocular surface malignancies from space radiation and exploring mitigation strategies, underscoring the critical need to protect astronaut health on deep space journeys. Research into extremophile microbes, some strains of which survived a trip to the International Space Station, offers insights into life's resilience in harsh environments. Simultaneously, investigations into how simulated microgravity affects the immune systems of mice, revealing sex-specific alterations, provide vital data for understanding physiological changes in space. Other studies delve into the digestive system's response to microgravity, the accurate measurement of human mass in a weightless environment, and the impact of long-term spaceflight on perception and bone health, addressing concerns like osteoporosis. Scientists are also exploring innovative solutions to sustain human life in space, from the opportunities and challenges of food fermentation to the potential of hibernation as a model for skeletal muscle preservation. The development of neutron radiation dosimetry for Mars is critical for assessing and mitigating radiation exposure on the Martian surface, which lacks a strong magnetosphere. These diverse research efforts, often supported by collaborations with academic institutions like the University of Maryland and Ohio University, where students recently received top honors at the Ohio Space Grant Consortium Student Symposium, are foundational to ensuring human well-being and mission success far beyond Earth. In sum, the confluence of these narratives, the personal odyssey of an aspiring astronaut, the urgent findings on Earth's climate, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge in space life sciences, paints a comprehensive picture of humanity's technological and scientific endeavors. As we continue to push the boundaries of space exploration, exemplified by individuals like Farah Al-Fulfili, and the continuous breakthroughs in space biology, the imperative to understand and adapt to our changing planetary environment becomes ever more critical. The coming years will undoubtedly see continued efforts to balance these ambitions, fostering a future where humanity thrives both on Earth and among the stars, driven by an unyielding spirit of inquiry and innovation. For millennia, humanity has cast its gaze skyward, captivated by the distant red orb of Mars, a planet that has long fueled both scientific inquiry and fantastical speculation. Today, as our robotic emissaries diligently probe its dusty surface, new revelations are reshaping our understanding of its ancient past and sparking renewed debate about our future among the stars. Recent findings suggest Mars may have once harbored stable environments conducive to life, even as a prominent voice in the astronomical community challenges the very notion of human colonization of the red planet. A significant new study published in Nature Astronomy by scientists from the University of Texas at Austin's Jackson School of Geosciences offers compelling evidence that thick extensive clay layers on Mars, some spanning hundreds of feet, formed in stable standing bodies of surface water billions of years ago. These clay outcrops requiring water for their formation have long been a focal point for researchers seeking signs of ancient Martian life. Lead author Rihanna Moore, who conducted the research as a postdoctoral fellow at UT and is now with NASA supporting the Artemis mission, emphasized the stability of these regions. These areas have a lot of water but not a lot of topographic uplift, so they're very stable. Moore stated, adding that such conditions could have sustained favorable conditions for longer periods of time. The research part of UT's Center for Planetary Systems Habitability suggests these clay-rich terrains provided the ideal blend of water minerals and a calm environment for life to potentially develop. Moore's analysis of 150 clay deposits identified by NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter revealed their prevalence at low elevations near ancient lake beds, but notably away from more vigorous valley networks, indicating a balance between chemical and physical weathering that allowed for their preservation. Co-authored Tim Gouge, an assistant professor at the Jackson School, drew parallels to Earth, noting, on Earth the places where we tend to see the thickest clay mineral sequences are in humid environments and those with minimal physical erosion that can strip away newly created weathering products. This research also hints at a peculiar imbalance in Mars's ancient water and carbon cycle, potentially explaining the planet's unexpected scarcity of carbonate rocks. Unlike Earth, Mars lacks tectonic activity to expose fresh rock, which could have allowed volcanic CO2 to linger, warming the planet, while ongoing clay formation may have sequestered chemical byproducts, impeding carbonate formation. This scientific quest for understanding Mars's ancient habitability is actively pursued by missions like NASA's Perseverance rover. While the recent study provides a broad geological context, Perseverance continues its meticulous work on the Martian surface, focusing on specific targets such as rocks nicknamed Chiava Falls with their intriguing leopard spots, and diligently depositing sample tubes in Jezero crater. These samples, once returned to Earth, promise to provide invaluable direct evidence to corroborate findings like those on the clay layers, offering a tangible link to Mars's deep past. However, the fervor for understanding Mars's past is often intertwined with ambitious visions for its future, specifically human colonization. This grand ambition, frequently championed by figures like Elon Musk, is not without its vocal critics. A recent opinion piece in BBC Sky at Night magazine passionately argues against sending humans to Mars, at least for permanent settlement. The author, reflecting on humanity's enduring fascination with the red planet, posits that while Mars is a wonderful little planet and within its star's habitable zone, it is absolutely pants compared to Earth. The article highlights Mars's measly atmosphere of mostly carbon dioxide, its extreme dustiness, and its biting cold, along with its aridity. The core argument against human colonization rests on the immense, arguably insurmountable challenges of terraforming Mars, a concept dismissed as not a thing we can do, or sustaining life in isolated dome habitats. The author contends that the comically large amount of time and money required for such endeavors would be far better spent addressing pressing issues on Earth, particularly climate change. Dismissing the backup plan narrative for humanity, the piece powerfully states, "Wherever we go there will be," suggesting that humanity's problems are inherent, not planetary. For this journalist, the true excitement lies in sample return missions, advocating for bringing Martian rocks back to Earth for analysis rather than sending humans to face the planet's harsh realities. This debate, they conclude, is unlikely to end soon, driven by both scientific curiosity and the allure of grandstanding and profit. Indeed, while the scientific community meticulously unravels the red planet's geological secrets and the potential for ancient life, the broader public continues to engage with the cosmos in myriad ways. NASA's Astronomy Picture of the Day APOD, for instance, serves as a daily reminder of the universe's breathtaking beauty and complexity, featuring images like the Rosette Nebula Deep Field. This particular image showcasing the vast intricate Rosette Nebula NGC 2237, a star-forming region about 5,000 light-years distant and spanning 3 times the diameter of a full moon with its bright blue stars of open cluster NGC 2244 evacuating its center, exemplifies the cosmic wonders that inspire both the rigorous scientific pursuit of planetary habitability and the philosophical debates about humanity's place beyond Earth. These daily glimpses into the universe curated by professional astronomers keep the public's imagination alight, serving as a backdrop to the ongoing scientific endeavors and the profound questions they raise. As we move forward, the dual narrative of space exploration, the meticulous robotic search for life's origins, and the ambitious yet contested vision of human expansion will continue to unfold. The insights gleaned from Martian clay layers coupled with the ongoing work of rovers like Perseverance will undeniably shape our understanding of planetary evolution and the conditions necessary for life. Simultaneously, the ethical, economic, and practical considerations of human spaceflight will continue to be rigorously debated, forcing humanity to confront not just the challenges of other worlds but also its responsibilities to its own. Whether our future involves boots on Martian soil or increasingly sophisticated robotic proxies, the quest to understand our cosmic neighborhood remains a defining characteristic of our technological age. Humanity's gaze is increasingly fixed on the cosmos, not just in wonder but with an eye towards establishing a lasting presence and understanding the complex dynamics of our celestial neighborhood. Recent developments highlight this dual focus: the meticulous tracking of potentially hazardous asteroids, the groundbreaking strides in lunar infrastructure, and the continuous unveiling of the universe's breathtaking artistry. One of the more intriguing cosmic narratives currently unfolding involves asteroid 2024 YR4, a city-killer-sized space rock that has been under the watchful eye of the James Webb Space Telescope JWST. Originally, early projections suggested a potential collision course with Earth in 2032, with impact odds peaking at 3.1% in February. However, the latest observations gathered by JWST's near-infrared camera in May have refined its trajectory with unprecedented precision. While Earth is now confirmed to be out of harm's way for the foreseeable future, the Moon might not be as lucky. Scientists now estimate a 4.3% chance that 2024 YR4 will collide with the Moon on December 22, 2032, a slight increase from the 3.8% odds reported after JWST's initial imaging in March. As NASA representatives noted, as data comes in, it is normal for the impact probability to evolve. Measuring between 174 and 220 feet 53 to 67 meters in diameter, an impact of this magnitude on Earth could unleash the equivalent force of 500 Hiroshima bombs, underscoring the importance of such precise tracking. For the Moon, however, a collision would primarily result in a new crater, and some scientists are even welcoming the prospect. Alan Fitzsimmons, a physics and math professor at Queen's University Belfast, expressed this sentiment, stating, "We've got our fingers crossed for a Moon impact. It would have no effect on Earth, but would allow us to study the formation of a lunar crater by a known asteroid for the very first time. This potential event represents a unique, albeit accidental, opportunity for planetary defense research." With 2024 YR4 currently heading towards the outer solar system and beyond the reach of Earth-based telescopes, JWST's emergency discretionary observation time has proven invaluable, with further observations anticipated when the asteroid returns to Earth's vicinity in 2028. Parallel to our efforts in cosmic vigilance, significant progress is being made in laying the groundwork for future lunar and Martian habitation. Redwire, a leading space technology company, recently celebrated a critical milestone with its lunar and Martian manufacturing technology Mason successfully passing a critical design review (CDR) with NASA. Mason is envisioned as a comprehensive tool suite designed to construct essential infrastructure like berms, landing pads, and roads for future off-world habitats. This project is a key component of a $12.9 million award from NASA's Space Technology Mission Directorate aimed at prototyping Mason to support a long-term human presence and exploration on the lunar surface. Tom Campbell, Redwire president of space missions, emphasized the significance, stating, "Leveraging Redwire's unmatched in-space manufacturing experience, Mason technology is critical to enabling sustainable operations on the Moon and Mars surface." The core innovation of Mason lies in its ability to convert lunar or Martian regolith, the loose dusty material covering the surface, into a solid concrete-like material. The suite comprises 3 specialized tools: Baseblade for autonomously surfacing environments for grading, packed planetary automated compaction tool for compaction, and M3LT microwave melter of Martian and lunar terrain for sintering. These tools are designed to be platform agnostic, ensuring compatibility with various landers, rovers, or robotic arms. The development of such technology is crucial for mitigating risks associated with regolith, which can cause equipment failures, maneuverability challenges, and even health impacts for astronauts, while also significantly lowering the cost of lunar exploration by utilizing local resources. Redwire engineers are now poised to fabricate the Mason critical design prototype and conduct functional testing, with the company actively exploring flight opportunities for a demonstration mission. This initiative aligns with broader collaborative efforts such as DARPA's Luna 10 program, which last year selected 14 companies including Redwire, Jatai, Honeybee Robotics, Northrop Grumman, and SpaceX to design integrated systems for commercial lunar infrastructure spanning power, mining, communications, transit, and construction. Amidst these ambitious endeavors to understand and inhabit space, the sheer beauty and mystery of the universe continue to inspire. NASA's Astronomy Picture of the Day (APOD) consistently delivers stunning visual insights. Recently featuring the Rosette Nebula Deep Field. This particular image presented a fascinating challenge to observers, identifying the famed Rosette Nebula amidst a sprawling tapestry of cosmic gas and dust. While a prominent red flower-like nebula appears just above the image center, the true Rosette Nebula, designated NGC 2237, is actually located on the lower right, depicted in striking blue and white hues, intricately linked to other nebulas by golden filaments. This wide, deep red exposure of the Rosette's field creates the illusion of multiple flowers throughout the image. The heart of the Rosette Nebula is home to the bright blue stars of open cluster NGC 2244, whose powerful stellar winds and energetic light actively sculpt and evacuate the nebula's center. Situated approximately 5,000 light-years away, the Rosette Nebula itself spans about 3 times the diameter of a full moon. A colossal cosmic bloom found towards the constellation of the unicorn Monoceros. APOD, curated by professional astronomers, serves as a daily reminder of the universe's vastness and complexity, offering a brief yet profound educational experience for millions worldwide. From tracking potential cosmic impacts to pioneering sustainable off-world construction and continually revealing the universe's visual splendor, the trajectory of space exploration is undeniably dynamic. These interconnected advancements underscore a future where humanity's relationship with space is ever more profound, a future not just of fleeting visits but of enduring presence, driven by a blend of scientific curiosity, technological ingenuity, and the ongoing quest to understand our place in the grand cosmic design.